actually sitting in my bedroom at the moment because my office is a disaster. Today's video, we're going to talk about Rat-tober. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it is a list of art prompts that are shared via Instagram, and then anyone can participate in any way they like. And I decided to do this using pen and paper. There are digital artists who participate, there are photography people who do it, there's just random people who pose their animals with random objects who participate. So it's kind of fun, and I actually managed to get almost all of the prompts done. There was one that I missed, and there's a couple that I had to go back and do just due to moving and stuff. But I decided to do this because, well, I'll talk about that in the voiceover, I suppose. So stay tuned. So let's talk about why I picked pen and paper. The main reason is that we were getting ready to move, and I wanted to have something that wouldn't take up very much space and that I could use pretty much anywhere while I was doing my artwork. I also had recently watched a video while I was packing from Drawing with Waffles that had a whole ton of tips on sketching with pen, and it was just so inspiring that I really wanted to try it. So for the first one, I want to note that I have never drawn rats before. Well, I take that back. I have drawn rats one other time in my life, and I never finished the sketch. I just have found them really tricky. I do much better on more feline or even canine style animals. Just the way that rats are shaped. They're kind of liquidy and pear-shaped, but they can also be very defined in ways. So the first drawing I was really not impressed with, and I had to use a pencil because I could not find my pens, which was very frustrating. And it's supposed to be fudge with a pile of Cheerios. For the second drawing, I really wanted to draw my daughter with her rat Fudge, and I took a few artistic liberties with this one. She was wrapped in a shawl, and I wanted to kind of encompass that, but I also just wanted to encompass the love that my kids have for their rats and how much they just really adore them. And I feel like I did pretty well in that. It's one of my favorite drawings still out of the whole month. For this prompt, I asked all of my family about what they would draw, and then I decided it would be really fun to try to draw all of those things. So the first picture is actually supposed to be based off of Sprinkles holding a lollipop. That was my son's idea. And then the one of the rat with the peppermint was my daughter's idea. And then the last one is a rat literally turned into a sweet dessert, and I kind of channeled Mariah Elizabeth with that one. And I really love that I used colorful gel pens. Sadly, the glitter part didn't really come across in the pictures, but hopefully you enjoy them anyway. So this next set was Undercover Rat, and I took some picture inspiration from my friend Trisha and her cuties all snuggled in some blankets. And I've included those pieces of reference here for full credit. But then I also sketched the rats as an angel, because aren't all rats really undercover as an angel? I think they are. What about you? So for this one, I just really wanted to capture a rat dancing, and that was just completely free and having such a good time. I thought I did really well, and I really love how it came out, even though in my opinion the ears aren't quite right and look a little mousy. It just brings me so much joy to look at. So for the next one, I really just wanted to portray a rat very similar in style to the Superman comic pictures that you would have seen, where he's just opening his shirt and there's his hero garb underneath. So for this next picture, the prompt was Rat Family, and I just wanted to portray a little family of 4, kind of like mine. I know rats can have a lot more babies than this, but I wanted it to be sort of like a self-portrait. And so we've got 2 standard ears, 2 Dumbo ears, and then we've got a kind of scruffy Rexy looking rat, and we've got a more sleek furred family as well. And I just thought like they came out really cute. Once again, the ears are not quite right. You can tell this is only my 7th day drawing rats, so they still have some mousy qualities to them. But I find that okay, and I really love how they came out. So for this next one, I went with sort of a Gaia slash Mother Earth style drawing, and I just really had fun with making the leaves and vines wrap around the rat's tail and growing on its body. I could not find my colored pencils anywhere, and I really didn't want to wreck it with green ink since I only had one color of pen. But if I had, I would have put more color into this and made it look like the rat itself was mossy in texture. This one's really simple, just a rat grabbing for some Cheerios. So the prompt for this one was actually flat rat, and I took some artistic liberty because my brain went flat rat, pancake rat, a rat pancaking, a rat eating pancakes. I had a lot of fun with Rat-O-Lantern. It gave me the opportunity to draw a front door step, and a doormat, and the siding on a house, and then a cute little rat peeking out. You can see my reference photo, which I stole from Pinterest here. This next one was Mystic Rat, and I was a little bit stumped, but then I thought it would be fun to really do something cool with the rat's eyes. So that's what I did, and I found this really neat piece of artwork from Etsy, and then I used this other drawing as a really cool reference for the rat's face shape and structure. And I think this is where I really started to notice the rat's ears and how they were shaped, is that they are not fully round or fully oval, but they're kind of this weird mixture of the two shapes. And it also helped me with getting the positioning better looking at these reference photos. For this one, I also took some creative liberty, and this is Fudge looking for treats. He is always hard at work looking for treats. Day 14 was Bonded Rats, and I really just wanted to show two rats snuggled up in a hammock together. I referenced a photo from Instagram here. For this one, I referenced Robin Sparkles and her Let's Go to the Mall video. I just thought that style would be really cute. Hopefully it came across. This was moving day, and I believe it was something along the lines of Dapper Rat or Well-Dressed Rat or something like that. I don't know. My brain went to a rat in a bow tie, and I could not find my pencils and pens or anything at the moment, so I did this on my phone. It is the only digital artwork, and I'm still learning how to use Procreate, so hopefully it came across okay. This one is one that I actually went back and drew later because I just really wanted to do it. I had the concept in my head and I just couldn't get it out, and I needed to draw it. So this is a mother rat reading the Pied Piper of Hamelin to her two little rats, one of which has fallen asleep on the couch next to her. I just thought it would be super cute, and I really like how the shadows and the pages on this one came out and her little feet sticking out around the book. This is one where the concept made more sense in my head than I feel like it did on paper, but the prompt was Cottage Rat, and I wanted to portray a sweet little rat enjoying a hot cup of something to drink on her front porch swing, all cozy and just, I don't know, that gives me that cottagey feel. So I have several reference photos that I used to get this front porch look, one from Instagram and I think one from Pinterest. I was definitely starting to feel more confident in my sketching style and in my artwork itself at this point. So this one is Marshy. Marshy is a teddy rex. You've probably seen him many times on my channel. He has the softest, most cloud-like fluffy fur, and he's also a Siamese, which was kind of difficult to get across with one color. And then I just had to put the big hearts in the background for visual interest because he is my heart rat. So this day was Cryptid Rat, and cryptid was referring to mythological creatures or creatures that we believe exist but have no proof exist, things like Nessie, Bigfoot, that sort of thing. So I actually asked my kids to make up some, and the fox idea was my daughter's, then the cat idea was my son's, and I have the reference photos for those. And then the last one is mine, and I really had fun making this koi fish inspired mer rat. The next one is Gym Rat, and I wanted to portray a really strong muscular rat, so I referenced this weightlifting picture and just kind of had fun playing with the pose and style and making it into a rat. This one was Whisker Rat, so I drew Marshmallow's crazy whiskers. This is my absolute pride and joy out of the entire collection of drawings. For Sharp Rat, I did a Monster Hunter crossover, and I think it's called Bulldrome armor, and I just had so much fun putting all the little bits and details, and I kind of made it a challenge to see how I could make this into a rat style armor instead of so human, I guess. The problem was I really should have started the artwork further down on the page so I could get both of those curly horns in the image, and I definitely should have made the sword much bigger, but I think the point still comes across, and I really like the style. I like the way I shaded and colored it, and it just thrilled me so much to be able to do. This prompt was Angel Rat, but I had already drawn an Angel Rat earlier in the month, so instead I took some photos that I had of some of our beloved rats that have passed on and drew them with halos because these were our very special boys. This one was Boggle Rat, and let me tell you what, it is difficult to draw rats boggling in a 2D form because it's really such a 3D thing. If you've never seen that, I will link a video to show you, but they literally look like one of those squeeze toys where the eyeballs pop out of their head. It's something they do when they're happy, and sometimes they do it when they're stressed too. It comes in conjunction with bruxing, and this was my interpretation of Marshy boggling. For this one, I just referenced the Hey Girl memes of your for Perfect Rat. We're getting to the end here, and I thought it would be kind of fun, since I have been a little more settled, to film myself drawing this one. This was Adventure Rat, and my thought process was this little rat adventuring with his map. I was really inspired by a folk song that we did in school a couple years back called The Happy Wanderer, and the first verse says, "I love to go a-wandering down the mountain path, and as I go, I love to sing my knapsack on my back." And originally I was going to put the rat knapsack on his back, but then I forgot it until after I had gone over most of the outline with really dark ink. I had also just gotten a new set of colored pencils, so I had decided I was definitely going to color this drawing at some point. Every time I've heard this song, I just am inspired by my little nephew, who has the cutest red tousled hair and just this smattering of freckles all over his face. And so I just picture this little red-haired boy in galoshes and splashing in the creek with his backpack and singing as he goes and just having a great time outside like children used to do. And so that was where I drew my inspiration, was from that song and that picture in my head to make this sketch. And I don't know, I really love how it came out. I'm not thrilled with some of the coloring, like the color I used to fill the rat in. I blended two different colors and I don't love it. It didn't give me that really fawn colored fur that I was going for. I mean, some people saw it because I was posting these in my Discord, but to me it wasn't quite the right shade of fawn, but it worked okay. And I definitely do not love these colored pencils. I wish I could figure out what on earth happened to my really nice Prismacolor pencils, but they are missing. I have not found them. I didn't find them while we packed. I don't know what happened to them. I must have lost them somewhere because they are definitely gone. So I'm using these Crayola art pencils that have a softer core. I've seen them advertised a couple of places, and then I saw them in the store, and since I could go ahead and get them, I did. I probably should have used my Crayola Colors of the World pencils for the hands and ears and tail, because I felt like this tan was really too tan. It wasn't pink enough or blush enough for what I wanted. So I went over it with this pink one, and it was better, but it still wasn't quite where I wanted. I will say the pencils do have a nice soft core and they blend okay. I just feel like the Prismas blend better. Granted, I didn't really get to use them that much before I lost them, which is just tragic, but it is what it is. So here I am sketching in the background. I am terrible at backgrounds. I do not know how to do them. I am completely self-taught in my artwork, and I've tried watching a couple of different tutorials, but really, unless I'm copying someone, I kind of have my own style at this point, and so I just kind of went with it. I did use some more colored ink this time, So the trees have green and things like that going on. And I think that just came out really cute. I did sort of develop my own style as I went, this sort of scribbly, like sketched it out at first in light pen, and then I kind of scribbled over it back and forth. I really do like how some of that came out. This is all sped up about 8 times as fast as it really was in real life. So I'm sorry if it appears slow, but I was afraid if I sped it up too much more, you wouldn't really get to see anything happening. And the angle isn't perfect, but I think it still came out pretty good. So here I am adding the last little details before coloring. I had several people say that this reminded them of the 100 Acre Woods and that I should illustrate a children's book or draw one. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. It's something I would love to do one day, but this is the finished artwork. I hope that you enjoy it. So then this one was Pizza Rat. I really wasn't super inspired by this, but I did have fun drawing a pizza with egg, and that was supposed to be basil leaves on top. This one was also not extremely inspired. I think every single person drew some variation of a rat inside a cup of tea or coffee, but I did really like how I managed to make the rat look relaxed. So this last one, I'm not sure if the concept came across very well, but I wanted to draw that feeling when you get a new pet that you're so excited about and you're just absolutely in love with. So I did something I hadn't done before and drew a comic, just really simple and short, but I hope you enjoy it. And then, yay, we made it to the end. Thanks for watching. Bye.